human or social construct that we have created of competition,
Yeah.
which in reality is not really there. But that's the way we frame it in our head, so it makes sense to us, and so it will drive us to do all these things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, actually, and let's if we talk about the most tangible thing that people want to talk about is, I want to be a millionaire by, and it's usually 30 years of age if you're a man, okay? But it's like, you look at the stats, it's like, well, most people don't become wealthy before they're 50, let's say, okay? And wealth is defined, the top 1% of wealth in the United States is $400,000. It's not in a million, so where's this number come from? Again, it's just made popular, and people just latch onto it. It's like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be this.
No, I get it. But everyone looks at the top 0.1% and think, I got to get that. And it's like, yeah,
for what reason?
You can do, but it's very dangerous to keep thinking in that way, and you want to have things a little bit the level.
Best thing my wife ever said to me, Shindy ever said to me, and this will be a quote in numerous places, and
it'll be on your gravestone.
Book.
Even though we don't have gravestones,
I was going to say we don't have that,
but yeah,
you want a great one for me, do you? Okay, the best podcast buddy ever, and now he won't have 1 hour a week.
Pretty much. Yo, what would I actually do if you weren't here with the podcast? Mad. Never thought of that. I don't think I could replace you. There you go.
My leverage chip right there. My bargaining.
It's the nicest thing I can say to you. There you go.
Oh, okay, darling. Yes. So the thing that Shindy said to me is, whenever I get a little bit lost, or a bit frantic, or a bit like, am I successful? Am I where I need to be? Should I have been here? Those types of thoughts.
Yeah.
Her key question is, what can you not do right now that you want to do in life? Best question, best leveling question I've ever had. Brings me, and then I really
repeat that one more time.
Yeah. What can you not do right now that you want to do? I.e., if you had all this wealth, or whatever you think success is, or where you think you should be, if it's not from a monetary point of view, say a position or whatever, what is it that would you be doing right now that you're not already doing?
Yeah.
And she said, look, when the answer is something tangible, then fine, you focus on that. But when the answer is actually you've got everything you want right now, and maybe you just want to do more of those things, then you are where you need to be. And I was like, that was a key, like, kind of breakthrough moment for me, which I use quite often as an affirmation just to keep me grounded.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, life is good, man. And the appreciation and the valuing of the things which we will take for granted, quality time with people. Right, the ability, and I'm not talking about podcast. This is all work, bro. But the podcast falls into that category. And then it's like, okay, so what is there? And obviously, when things like what happened in Ukraine happen, it kind of brings it more to home as well. And so, what do you really need? What do you really, really need versus what do you want? The delineation between need and want is where the whole world is divided. We think, whose videos I watching? It was a Joe Rogan video. I got targeted. It was about how do we break away from materialism. And within there, they were talking about a professor. I looked him up, actually. Let me just tell you the listeners the name. I'm looking up some of his work at the moment. There's a guy called Professor Kaser, American psychologist. And essentially, he's done a lot of work around materialism. And basically, he got commissioned by this American school. And they were like, okay, but how can you teach this concept to kids?
Yeah.
And he started trying to teach it, and the kids just didn't give a shit. Right? So
exactly.
Right.
He's trying to teach that to kids where everything is all about materialism at that age.
Right. Exactly. And the beauty of this was he recognized that in a week. He was like, right, I need to design something. I need to gamify this situation.
Yeah, you need to make it into a fun little cat and mouse thing.
Right. So then he did this experiment with the kids and their parents. And I think in this part of Rogan's video, they were saying something like, okay, so there's two lists. What do you need and what do you want? Oh no, what do you need? That was it. There was just one list. What do you need? People were like house, water, and then they started putting other things like Jordans. Okay. And they started putting these other things, and the parents are putting like Louis Vuitton handbags and all this shit. Right. And then he worked with the child and he said, okay, so how would you feel if you got these trainers or sneakers? Okay,
Happy
that's what you asked.
for like 5 minutes.
Right. Okay, we know it's a transient feeling, but so he asked him that, and but the answers are interesting because then there was a layer below that. There was happy, and then it was like, so, and then he asked him, so where's that coming from? And then it was like, well, actually, I know I'll feel accepted within this peer group, and all these other things.
Ooh.
Right, about was like, well, why do you want these things? And then so the concept he then started talking about was this concept of junk values, that the intrinsic values that we know that serve us, okay, that actually do give us true long-lasting happiness, are being superseded by these kind of what he calls junk values, which are things like materialism, because we want to be accepted, because we don't want to be, say, bullied, or because we think that will give us the status of wealth.
Yeah.
And it was just very, very interesting. And on the back of that, he's talking about obviously the not the con of advertising. He was just saying how marketing is so good now. It definitely is a science.
It is. Yes. Thank
As you know, and you make people buy shit that they don't want to buy. Right?
Thank you. Yes.
And it works at so many subconscious levels that you just feel you need, not want, you need to have these things.
Never underestimate the power of time limited offers. Okay. When you say flash sale, 2 hours, 20% off, people are going to jump on it. They're like, yes. Now,
what is the psychology of that? What is the psychology of that, Indy? What is the psychology of that? FOMO, isn't it? They need to, they want to buy.
No, it isn't even FOMO. It's deeper than that. FOMO is a part of it. But say if you're into fashion, right, and you're on this website all the time and you really want something and the offer comes up saying 20% off everything, flash sale, 7 till 9. That thing you've been eyeing up, you're like, now's the right time to take the plunge. Bam.
And you feel it's speaking to you. Exactly. Okay. So in that example, you said that you already seeded, you want the stuff.
Exactly.
So now it feels like this is the right time.
Boom. That's it. You got your confirmation.
I don't want to miss out.
You got your offer. It's a slight discount. If anything, it's just a little bit of a haircut off their profit margin. They're still making profit, but it's only a haircut off. You're happy to accept that.
There you go.
And then there's the upsell, like, oh, you can get premium access if you pay X for this year, right? All this stuff. It's just thinking ahead of time, understanding that there's levels to it, proper levels. There you go.
Junk values, man.
How much time you got?
Probably not enough for that other one. We'll save that video.
Okay, we'll save that video for another time. My last thing is, all right, how much time you got? Tell me time.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Wow, you're so much fun. Okay, all right. Well, I'd like to finish off the podcast by saying there is a special place in hell for people that have made the Indian. Bruv, why are you saying where I work again? I've got to bleep that out again. I fucking hate you because I'm the dickhead that has to sort it out.
I keep forgetting.
Good Lord, man.
I work in a hospital. I work for the NHS. I work for the NHS. That's my employer.
Fuck off. Right. Oh, now I've got to message the editor.